Hey ladies, how are we doing tonight? Nice Girl Jen here, Jennifer Lane, creator founder of Lane Media with Nice Girls Finish Last. This is actually take two, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you weren't on the original live that apparently there was no sound. That'll be 2 times there's technical difficulties between me and my son tonight, but hey, that's technology. How are you doing? I wanted to join you live tonight, ladies, so as you're joining, say hello, let me know where you're watching the replay, where you're tuning in from. Share this on your wall or in groups to share this with other women entrepreneurs, and let's get this started. Hey, Kalila, how are you? So glad you can finally hear me. Hey, Dafinka, what's up? I actually haven't been live in several months. I used to go live all the time, and then I just got into the habit of pre-recording my videos. But I wanted to interact with you ladies today. It's much more fun. So let's get started. What is Nice Girls Finish Last? What is Lane Media? Well, we help you with your digital marketing and advertising needs, your sales, your follow-ups, all that good stuff. So if you are struggling to make money in your business, gain new leads, get new followers, make money, go to nicegirlsfinishlast.inc.com, sign up for a free consultation call, and we will talk, see what the issue is, and see how we can help. But the reason why I'm live tonight is because in our private Nice Girls membership group, I wanted to let you know what me and the Nice Girls crew is up to, and we have been doing a new theme each month. Actually, Kalila, that is on here, pretty much sparked that idea for me, so virtual high five to you, lady. So last week we did the theme of discipline. This week, if you haven't figured it out already, it's follow through. And you really can't follow through when you lack discipline. So that's why that's coming after, that one. But I wanted to talk about it very briefly because, and be honest, comment. Have you ever been guilty of not following through? Yeah, hi, me, Jennifer Lane here. Guilty many times. And I'm sure many of you also have as well. And it's natural. But here's the thing. When you don't follow through on the things you should be doing in your business, you're not going to see that progress. And ladies, I know you started up your business for many different reasons, right? Maybe you just wanted more income. Maybe you wanted some kind of time freedom, financial freedom, build something you could pass on to your kids, something to keep you feeling more fulfilled, whatever the case may be, help others, solve a problem. Hopefully you're solving a problem because that's what entrepreneurs do. They solve a problem. Whatever the case may be, you got into the business, you started it, and you want it to what? You want it to work. And so if you've been building your business for quite some time and you haven't seen any progress, well, one thing I could say, there's a lot of noise online. There are a lot of hotshots and gurus and MLM leaders and business freaking gurus, whatever, experts. And so you get a lot of information. You don't really know what's useless and what's useful. And that's what I like to help my ladies with Nice Girls Finish Last figure out, so they can put on those blinders and block out all the noise and just focus on the stuff that's actually going to get them results. I've always just been a no nonsense type of woman, straight to the point. What are we doing here? Does this work? Does it not? Cut through the crap. And that's what I like to portray and put into my group. So if you're a woman that's right now watching me for the first time, and you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm kind of sick of all that stuff too. And I really don't know what to do about it. Maybe you should look into Nice Girls Finish Last and have me help guide your way. So we have this membership just to help you get your feet wet, help offer you support, train you on the things you should be doing the right way. So if you're interested, again, go to nicegirlsfinishlast.inc.com and we'll talk about it. But let's talk about follow through because that's the whole point of tonight. I could ramble on forever, but we're going to talk about follow through today. So obviously, there's no follow through without action. So that's kind of the obvious thing. If you want to see follow through, you got to take action, right? But I want to kind of help give you some pointers and maybe some things to think about before you get started on your follow through to help ensure that you actually follow through. And just make the the ride a little smoother for you. Okay, so let me know too after this if any of this helped you. And again, like, share, and comment hello. Is someone trying to join me live? Because it looks like someone wants to join me live and talk with me. That will be fun. Yes, if you feel stuck, this is the place to come. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Here's some things you want to think about. You've set your goal. You've set a plan in place of what you're trying to accomplish right now in your business. So what should you do to help ensure that you follow through with those plans? Well, you need to first stop and consider some different things, and you need to stop and think for a minute. What's the best way to go about this plan? How should you do it? What are the different steps that you're going to take in order to get from point A to point B? And, the timeline. How much time are going to work on X? And how much time are you going to work on Z? And how is that going to get you, again, from A to B? So you need to really think about what the plan is. And what I would really like to say is what your strategy is. There's not going to be an effective follow through if you don't have a strategy. And in business, you should most definitely have a strategy. Please don't wing it, okay? I personally like to say the only thing you should be winging is your eyeliner, not your business, okay? Or in life, for that matter. So you have to consider all of these things before you plan to execute, before you take action. And I have noticed by working with women entrepreneurs for several years now, for close to like 20 years, it's one of the number one things they lack is a good, proper plan in place before they get going, because there's so many things you want to do, so many bright ideas, and you get excited, you get worked up. Even I do this. I will sit here and think about, you know what? I just thought of a great idea. This is going to be a great program for the Nice Girls. I'm going to put this, it's going to work like this a little bit, and this is going to be awesome. And I so badly want to start executing before really thinking the whole thing through. I haven't thought about what's the packaging going to look like. What are the different videos or trainings or phone calls going to look like? What's the timeline? What's the price point? What's going to make sense? What's the follow through? How am I going to market this? Am I going to do an ad? I just want to hurry up and do it. And I have to hold myself in check and make sure I plan all those things out, because it's when I don't that I suck at following through, either because the action isn't there, because now I'm lost and I don't know what to do, or it just fails miserably with little to no success at all because I didn't put a strategy. So before you think about following through on anything, you need to think about that strategy first. Every little detail that you possibly can. Next thing, organizing and even delegating. I know, ladies, when you start a business, sometimes it could be a little bit difficult to delegate. You want help, but you also are in that position where you're very self-employed thinking. You want everything done by you. You don't want to share the money. You don't want to share the profits. You don't want to share the responsibility, because what if they don't do it so good? What if they suck? What if they're just not as responsible? Well, you have to learn to delegate if you're ever going to grow your business, and you hold them accountable. You inspect what you expect. You watch and see that they're doing what they're supposed to do, or you give the job to somebody else. You can delegate even the smallest tasks in the beginning. I know you're thinking, Jen, I'm not even at the point where I'd have an employee. I bet you are. I bet you'd be a lot further if you had somebody helping you, even on an extreme part-time basis, doing the things that you don't have the time to do, maybe even the expertise to do. Give it to someone, even if they do it half as good. That's something that was hard for me to learn years ago in business. I'm a Virgo, and I don't know if I want to say that I'm necessarily falling that perfectionist, but kind of. And so it really irked me when I would delegate in the beginning, because I knew they just weren't going to do it as good as I was going to do it. They weren't going to pay attention the way I'm going to pay attention to it. But I have learned to let go. And you know what? I've gotten way further by doing that than I would have doing everything to myself. Who wants to be a one-woman show? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't. I have other things I want to do. So organize your time, organize the different little vehicles that have to go in place in order for this to work, and delegate some of that out whenever you can. Are you a mom? Do you have a daughter that's 11 or older? I had my daughter help me cross off and work with leads. Okay, brand new leads before, and I didn't do it because I necessarily needed the help. I did it because I wanted to teach my girls some business and some sales. I think no matter what you do in life, sales is a very valuable, what do you call it? Not tool, valuable. Give me the words here. I'm gone. A very valuable asset, whatever. You know what I'm saying. You should know sales. It's going to help you in every single area of your life. And so I had her help me out with organizing my leads. And you know what? She did a great job. Would she have done a great job if I would have done it? A grown woman who has been doing this for years? No. But she still did a good job. And so you can delegate and get your kids involved. Who cares? So think about that, organizing. And I just want to talk about this before I give you 5 little methods to help you stay on track when it comes to your commitments and comes to your follow through that I actually got off an article, which I will share with you. But follow through is extremely important. I have worked with clients over the years that, for example, do like advertising. We do like a Facebook ad or something for them. They will get tons and tons of leads and they will not, yeah, you guessed it, follow through. What happened to those leads? Ready, there, interested? Poof, gone in the wind because you didn't follow through. And I read something interesting that, did you know, all top salespeople are masters of ding, 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 follow through. Isn't that a miracle? I know, such a valuable thing. So lack of follow through is the primary element missing when sales are not keeping pace with the leads generated. Yeah. When you've got all these leads coming in and you can't keep up with the sales coming in, there's not sales coming in to match those leads. You're not following through. And I tell my ladies, and some of you are on here now, I tell my ladies, as soon as you get a lead, you need to contact them immediately. You need to follow through, follow up, follow whatever, immediately within that first 24 hours. Because, and as I've read today, top salespeople are excellent at following through. What else did I write here? I don't know. I can't read my handwriting sometimes. It's like chicken scratch. But anyways, and also I do want to say something why it's very important to follow through. Getting business from brand new customers costs significantly more than securing additional business from existing customers. And I'll repeat that. Getting business from new customers costs significantly more than securing additional business from existing customers. Remember a couple months back, I talked about building that credibility and getting those lifers and those fans, those followers, those repeat customers. A lot of that has to do with follow through. If you get a new customer, and maybe you're watching this or watching the replay and you've done this, you got a customer, they bought, they were happy, things were great, whatever. You never offered them anything else ever again. That's also you not following through. I'm pretty sure there was another problem you could have helped them solve. I'm pretty sure there was something else that they needed that you never offered. And that's part of following through. Once you have a buyer, and as long as you didn't do them dirty, they're going to want to buy again. They know you. They understand how you work. They know what they got. They liked it the first time. Follow through and get additional business from them, because it will cost you more in advertising, in effort, in everything to get a brand new customer. And it's also why follow through is important when you get those brand new leads to take action immediately. So let me end this very soon by leaving you with 5 methods to help leaders specifically keep track of their commitments and making sure that you do follow through. If you're an entrepreneur or you started a business, then you are a leader. You've positioned yourself as a leader, like it or not. So I found this article interesting. It is by Dr. Jared Smith. And And so I wanted to share his pointers. And what I really wanted to share them is because as I was reading through them, I actually do these. And they always work well for me. I think the last one maybe not, I don't know, I'll get to that. But I like them because they're practical and they help keep you organized and sticking to your commitments and following through. So number 1 and number 2 is keep a list. Number 1 would be a written list. Number 2 would be an electronic list. So I like still jotting things down on paper. So yeah, here's my notes for the live. When I do a to-do list, whether I got to run an errand or get things done with the business, whatever it is, I like to jot it down. And then I like to carry that around with me everywhere so I can cross it off and it's always in my face. But I also, when I don't have pen and paper, I also like to stick it in my phone under notes. So that's doing it electronically. So whatever works best for you, or maybe you want to do both, get a list down, because there's no way you're going to follow through on everything you need to do if you're not creating that list to follow. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Number 3, mark your calendars. So does anyone use like actual desk calendar anymore? I like to put, and this, it's funny because he actually said this in his article, and it's exactly what I do. You create a calendar invite in your iPhone, or if you have a stupid Android or whatever, and you put the calendar like, okay, Thursday, 3 o'clock, I need to do XYZ. And then you set an alarm. So you can now get that out of your brain, go about your life, and your alarm will go off at 3 o'clock on Thursday and remind you to get X done. I've been doing this for years and it works beautifully. And the good thing is, if you're like me and you're busy and you have a lot going on in your life, you don't have time to just, it's going to be easy to forget to do something. And you don't have time to sit there and just think about it all day. You have a lot of other things to take care of. Stop worrying about it. Stick it in your calendar, create a calendar invite to yourself, and it'll remind you. Useful tool, use it. Number 4, ask this, he said an employee, but ask an employee to remind you or send you an email on it. Again, going back to what we talked about earlier on organizing and delegating, have somebody remind you. Is there somebody right now in your business that helps you out? Have them remind you. And it's just another way to stay accountable. It's like, hey, Susan, I need you to tell me tomorrow at 12 to make sure I do this. Go ahead and do that. And you can add that to your delegating. Number 5, create some quiet time. So I talked about earlier how there's so much noise online and just in general. Well, you don't think that that affects you in how you work your business? It does. So you have to have a time where it's quiet, whether that's waking up a little bit earlier in the morning or that's before bed and turning off the TV or Netflix, whatever you're doing. And in that quiet time, those things that you kind of forgot about, they come back to you. And not only that, but like for me personally, Kalila, where'd you go? You're back. For me personally, it will help me even brainstorm more on that particular job that I need to do or that task that I need to do. So something that I didn't think about before. But you can't do that unless you tune everything else out. Does that make sense? So in our Nice Girls group, that is what we're running with. Our theme for the entire week is on follow through. Like I said, we already worked on discipline last week. Ladies, if you're watching this and you want to be part of a group like this, it's not a feel good, like, hey, let's get motivated group, ladies. Nah. We're going to be motivated because we're actually going to put in the work and we're actually going to see results. But it's to support you. It's to help guide you in the right direction. It's to train you on actual marketing, sales, follow-up tactics that work. So if you want to be a part of a group like that, then go to nicegirlsfinishlast.inc.com and let's talk more about it. I have 5 spots left. So hurry up and do that now so we can talk by tomorrow and get you into the group. But that's what we're going to talk about in our group and focus on this week. I wanted to bring that live to share that with other ladies as well. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me live. I appreciate it. Share this. And ladies, I will talk to you next week with our theme for next week. Have a good night.